Part 4 on ESFP versus ENFP. We were responding to these questions. I think, so what I wrote here is the INFJ seems to believe it's their responsibility to make other people happy. They feel like they have a duty towards that, but ESFPs are very focused on the SEFI, SETE. So SETE loop means they like to get things done. They're really focused on getting things done and pushing for that better life quality. And then FI means that they're going to put, if there's a conflict between themselves and other people's, they're going to focus on, well, life's about making yourself happy. Life's not about making other people happy. Whereas INFJs don't really know how to make themselves happy. They just try to focus on making other people happy. It can be very unhealthy. So ESFPs, because of their looping, can also... ESFPs will not seem like they have psychological problems, I think. They'll seem like they are... so some types are... people think they're stupid, like ESTPs and ESFPs. Some people criticize them as stupid, especially the intuitives like to criticize sensors. So what I think is, for those people who have an introverted first and third functions, their problems manifest in terms of ruminations, suicidal ideation, intrusive thoughts. Because they're overly introverted, their psychological problems are more in the realm of the thoughts and feelings. Whereas the psychological problems that I think are happening in the extroverted types with an extroverted functions, they're more in the world of the behaviors. And I did know an ESFP who, for example, made a lot of money in Shenzhen, went to Macau and gambled the money and lost all their money in a short period of time, then went to Zhuhai and was emo for so what happened is we met in a hostel in Zhuhai after she had gambled her money. And then what's really interesting is when she went in emo mode to Zhuhai, she basically she didn't take good care of her hair. She didn't take care of herself. But she was every day playing video games on her phone. But every night she would come out and say, hey, would you like to play card games? And then we played card games together and we would talk. And then after 5 days, she left and she went back to her place in Shenzhen. And then I found out that she deleted me. So that was really interesting, is because this experience taught me that she had a very good figure. So you could say that she was a very good body in terms of, you're talking about the body of a person. She's physically attractive, but what I kind of saw from this episode, this person was a clear ESFP. I discussed with her. I even recorded some stuff back then, and she was okay with it. And I think it was interesting how the story, she'd make a lot of money in Shenzhen, go to a place, try to gamble and get that money, lost that money, go back, go emo, go play, go dark for a little bit, play a lot of video games, go out, play some card games with strangers like me. And I don't think she ever considered me a friend. She just I'm just a person to pass the time. And then when she went back to Shenzhen, I didn't do anything. She just chose to delete me because she's want to be focused on the present, not really think about the past, not really sentimental. It didn't matter if I tried to help her she never really cared, I think, how I felt. She never really cared what I thought. She had very strong beliefs and ideas, and she had a lot of confidence in her ability to make money. For her, when she lost the money, she ran for that situation, simply finding sensory experiences from gaming. And I met another ESFP in Quanzhou, who was traveling in Quanzhou. She had just quit her job. I don't know exactly details happened, but her boss basically had a conflict with the boss. I think she had her FI values violated, so she immediately quit her job, didn't have a plan, went traveling a little bit, went to eat a little bit. We met. I saw her. She was watching an episode of Friends, so her hobbies were like Friends, and playing Wangzhou Rongyao, playing video games. What's also ironic is both of these girls were very on the very attractive side, so you could say they have like they were very attractive people, but they are willing to interact and talk, so they have no fear of interacting and talking, but they don't get sentimental about it. Because I remember we exchanged texts and we talked for a little bit, and she was interested in like, oh, what do you eat? Or sharing me photos of like what good food she ate and some food recommendations, because those are sensory experiences, right? And then I remember I set up a call with her and we talked a little bit, and I think in the call, so she did give the relationship like a chance, like in terms of a friendship. She gave the relationship a chance because we had phone calls and we talked. And I think, so she kind of gave me an idea that FI knows what it likes and what it dislikes. And so when dealing with the ESFP type, it's of highest priority to realize this person does not value you. They only value what they value, and what they value is their SE sensory experiences. And like they really value SE, and I don't even know how much they value NI, to be quite honest. They do value TE. They do value like making money, because making money can buy you sensory experiences. They don't really seem to be that good at networking, because like they seem so focused on what am I absorbing, what am I feeling. I think they're like a bit in their own world, because the thing is, when calling and talking, basically she shared what she would do, what she like, so she's expecting you to share what you like and how you see the world. But if how you see the world is like different than how she sees the world, she doesn't really value perspectives. So it's not really, it's not something like, oh, how do you see the world? Let me learn from you. So for me, I'm trying to learn how other people see the world, learn about differences. So for me, differences are good. For the ESFPs I met, they're not really, differences are not that important. Like if you're a person with a different perspective, they're not perspective collecting like ENFPs. They're not focused on what could be, or they're not even focused on things, a TI method of understanding at too deep of level. They have TI as a blind spot, just like the ENFP. So they're not building a model of how the world works. From what I've seen, they're not building that model. Like it's not important to build that model where, like, it doesn't mean people don't build a model. Everyone has a model, but the thing is, they don't build the model of how the world works for the sake of how it works. They want to say, what's the objective? I need to make money. I just lost my money, or I'm here, I just lost my job. There's like problem solving. How am I going to problem solve this problem in the most effective way using the least amount of resources? So they're more about efficiency. And someone did a good video how actually TE is actually lazier than TI in many ways, because TE is looking for the path of least resistance. How do I get this done? Whereas TI is like, let's build the castle from the ground. Let's build a palace from the ground up. Let's build and understand the world. So TI is actually very intellectually intense, and it's highly risky because it's like a long-term investment. You keep on building an understanding of the world works. You're building this huge idea palace of ideas. It may lead absolutely nowhere. It might be a labyrinth that traps you and you can't even get out, like the Minotaur in Thesis. The ESFP, T, give me simple, SE, give me now. Give me simple, give me now. And FI, I want to like it. So SE, now matters most. Now matters more than the past, it matters more than the future. FI, how I feel matters more than how you feel. TE, give me the efficient, effective path to solve the problem. I don't want to get too theoretical or build too complicated of a model. I don't need that. So if you see an ESFP with extremely deep theoretical frameworks, that person is special. So like Like that person is I'm not again. I'm not, because when I talk about ESFPs, we've got healthy, unhealthy, balanced, unbalanced. And the thing is, like, when we're talking about ESFP, we're talking about a typical. And an advanced ESFP with a person who realized, wait, what am I doing? Like, now is important, but the future is also important. The past is also important. So like, in order to balance, the growth for the ESFP should focus on how do you balance these functions. So SE is biased to the present. So it's biased to the present. That means it's biased against the past and the future. So it's biased against SI and it's biased against NI, future orientation. It's also biased against any possibilities, parallel universes, because it's here and now, it's present in time and space. Whereas NE is kind of not present in this time and space. It's like omnipresent in multiple timelines and multiple spaces. FI is like, my feelings matter more than other feelings. Well, this sounds great, except that's not going to help you that much. Like, it can protect your feelings because other people's feelings won't spill into your feelings like INFJs have. So INFJs have the flip problem. INFJs care too much about other people's feelings. ESFPs are more focused on like their own feelings. So the path to growth is, my feelings are important, but other people's feelings are important too. So I should develop some empathy to understand how other people feel, and that's going to help me get higher quality sensory experiences. Like, how are you going to have a successful marriage if you think that your feelings are more important than other people's feelings? And then TE is very much, I want results. I want that efficiency. Sometimes the most efficient path, you first take the long route. Sometimes you spend some time, like sometimes if you just jump in and do something without research, I'm going to learn while doing, it's not as good as just spending 2 hours researching and then doing it. Like, doing the 2-hour research and then doing it might give you way better results in doing it and doing it and doing it. Try, result, try, fail. So the path of the ESFP and the ESTP is fraught with failures that were probably avoidable because they could have sought other people's perspectives with the NE. They could have been more future oriented with the NI. They could have built a deeper understanding with the TI, but because they're just like, we're all in, we're going and we're doing. So they got the speed, but they need to slow down. Speed is good, but even the cheetah needs to take a rest. The cheetah is not always running. It needs to rest. So I think the ESFP is a type that is biased towards speed and needs to slow themselves down. And I'm saying these things, I'm not going against other people's way of living. We need different types of people in the society. So we say these things so that people can better understand themselves and understand others around them. Like, hey, I might have children and they're like ESFPs, and then I kind of know, like, oh, wow, this is how they feel, this is how they think. Great. So one way to tell between, okay, we're going to go in the part 5.